Hello! How are we doing? Hey Cody, Mandy, Jen, Ina. Hello, hello. Oh, that's Miss Maddie making grumpy noises. Oh, it's gone cold again, guys. It's freaking freezing. It went down to -1 again last night. It's not funny. Hey, Rish. So, let's do a change of things here. This is what I was working on earlier over on Twitch. So if you're interested in watching that, the replay should be available now. I only worked on the flowers today. I worked on this previously. But if you need a stream to chill out to at some point over the weekend, that is available. Today I'm going to show you my Hobonichi. I'm not doing a crafty session this afternoon because the stuff that I need to do needs the sewing machine, and I'm not doing that on YouTube. It's not happening. I want to get that Halloween journal finished for Jen. So that's going to be happening this afternoon, hopefully. Might not get it finished, but I should be able to get a nice chunk of it done. But I want to be able to just clear the decks and get the sewing machine out and just work on that. And filming that kind of stuff is a nightmare, so. But I showed my Hobonichi the other day on Instagram and had lots of people going, oh, show me, show me. We need to see, show us more, show us more. So here we are. Coffee. Must have coffee. So, the first thing you'll notice about my Hobonichi is that it doesn't have a cover. This is the A5 cousin, and it's the full-size cousin, but it's not from this year. Hey Mara. The A5 is on jet pens. Yeah, the April ones have just come out, I think. So you can get the April start ones, and some people have still got the January ones, but who needs one of those when you've got a 2016? Yes, that's right, guys. This is a 2016 Hobonichi. Whoa! Hence the hacking. Cody nicknamed it a Robonichi the other day, so that's the official name for it, is Robonichi. Okay, so. Oh, I need to get. Hang on, I just need to get a link while I remember. 1 second, guys, because I forgot to put this girl's link in the description. I need to do that. Okay. In this video, okay, that should show up in a minute. I've put a link to this girl's channel. I have to say her name fast. Hi. Oh, Panda Mum. Hi. Yeah, gal. Yukiko Sakamura. That's her name. I'm not going to say it too many times because I have to kind of have a run-up at Japanese names and then I can say them. You kind of have to say them fast. If you don't say them fast, you're scuppered. Thank you, Cody. So Cody's just reposted it in the channel for me, but it's in the description box below as well. So it's not quite the same as hers, but certainly that's where I got a lot of these ideas from. That I was watching her stuff and I was going, hang on a minute, this is what I've been trying to do and I couldn't get it to work. And so we have the next evolution of it, which is this. So go check out her channel. She's got loads of really cool videos, really easily explained, really sensible videos showing you how to plan projects and stuff like that. It's groundwork planning. It's none of this, here's some washi tape stuff. It's proper day-to-day planning big projects, breaking things down. She doesn't have many videos, but she has quite a few, and definitely worth watching. She's really interesting. She's on a break at the moment, I believe. She did say in her last video that she wouldn't be posting for a while, but she's on Instagram as well under the same name, and she's got loads of layouts and things on there as well of, you know, what she's doing and things. She's very cool. So go check her out. So, where am I going to start? No cover. I very quickly realised when I first started a Hobonichi in, I think I had the A6 in 2013, 2014. And then I upgraded to the Cousin in 2015. And in 2016, I got the Avec. But I wanted the whole thing. And I happened to find somebody who said they wanted the Avec. And I did a swapsy. I gave them a bit of money and my Avec, and they gave me their Hobonichi Cousin. Somehow we both ended up ordering the wrong things, basically. Anyway. I don't use it for a journal in the sense that most people think of Hobonichi journaling. I use this as a planner and bullet journal. So, no cover because, like I say, I very quickly learned that the cover, if you actually use the cover for anything, like putting in a few journaling cards or whatever, or some washi tape, or even a couple of pens, you double the weight of your Hobonichi. And it gets heavy enough as it is. So I forwent the cover. I do have a cover, but I don't use it. What I found was I kept putting the back of the book in, but not the front. And then when I went to use it, I would take it out of the cover, which seemed completely pointless. So I stuck this on the front. This was from an old personal planner. Stuck some duct tape on the back. Duct taped the spine to give it some reinforcement, because that's obviously the weakest part is the spine. And then covered it in book plastic. And now it has a decent cover. While I was at it, I put on an elastic, which is literally just put through with a hole, and then I put some book plastic. This is just a strip of book plastic, and that one piece of book plastic is holding the elastics down, and it's holding my Leuchtturm pen loop on, because this lost its sticky many years ago. But it means I can cut around this and take it off, should I want to, which I usually do when I'm finished with something. I take the pen loops off. I don't like having permanent pen loops. I also added in, because obviously the main purpose of the cover is to have some bookmarks. So when I did the back, I covered the back first. I left the spine open, and I stuck 3 ribbons onto the spine here with some wet glue. Then I put wet glue over the top, and then I put a strip of duct tape over the top. So these are really well glued in. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. You can actually hold it up by 1 ribbon, which is quite impressive considering how heavy it is. And that means I now have bookmarks. But I also use my tabs, because you know me, I like my thumb tabs to flip to places. So, how I'm using it is for work planning, Sorry, I'm trying to follow chat as well, but I think, yeah, they're chatting about where to get Hobonichis. I'm using it for work planning and bullet journaling. Sorry, I keep dropping that down, don't I? So here's what we're doing. I've put this in because this is a 2016 Hobonichi. Okay, look, see, 2016. But I'd only used it for July. I used it for One Book July. And I used the monthly, but I really struggled with it, and I eventually went back to the tech show, and I didn't use this for anything because I already had a 2015 that I was still filling up as a notebook. So when I suddenly got the bug to try this Hobonichi cousin again, I thought, well, I might as well use my 2016. It's not going to take long to redate it. So that's just a pocket in the front that I put in. I've got a 2019 calendar there. And the first thing I did was, because when I started using this originally in 2016, I used the monthly and the yearly, and I also filled in a couple of months up here for various different things. But I used friction pens. And you know what the fun thing about friction pens is? You can put them in the microwave and get rid of them. So I microwaved it for 30 seconds, and then I let it cool down, and then I microwaved it again for 30 seconds. And when I was finished, there wasn't an awful lot that needed doing. You can see there's orange here, which it wasn't a friction pen, so I had to cover that up. And for that, I used the Jane Davenport washi tape, which I cannot see right at the moment. It looks like medical tape. It's like white washi tape, and you're supposed to be able to do your own designs on it. But I just use it as cover up. So I literally just used the thin strips to fix this, where I just put in some marks and covered the headings with the medium-sized one. I'll come back to this spread at the moment. This is the Calendex. I'll come back to it later. So the monthlies, I haven't backfilled anything yet, but I will do, because especially these, I find it really useful the way I'm doing this. This is April's. I haven't filled in, I've only filled in class stuff. So my Patreon / class stuff is in here. So this tells me exactly what I did on exactly what days. So I know that on the 11th of April, we did a study guide video, which would have related to that. And it was House 4 chat, Jupiter retrograde, through April to August, and just a couple of notes on what we discussed. So Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays is my Patreon videos. And then Wednesdays and Fridays is Twitch and YouTube. So what I'm doing for that, I've just done it this morning and I like it, so I think I'm going to carry on with it. I just put in my Twitch stream and then my YouTube, what I did for my YouTube. So Friday morning I did Twitch and I did art journal, Wolfsbane, and then YouTube, Hobo Hack, Hobonichi. Yes, I use hashtags in my planner. Doesn't everybody? I don't know. I do. So there I'll know what I've done when, because I was starting to forget how long ago it was since I last did a Witchy Wednesday or last did a Crafternoon, or, you know, I don't like to do the same thing every week. So yeah, this just helps me to be able to look back at it and go, what did we do? And all these get planned out. You can see what May is already filled in. So we've already done our coffee chat yesterday to decide exactly what we're going to do for Patreon this month. Incidentally, if you're interested, we're doing lithomancy, which we'd already decided to do last month, Astrology House 5, and we're also doing the 6 basic kitchen herbs. We're going to be learning how to paint herbs, so that'll be fun. Well, you know, paint, draw, mixed media, you know, doing herbs in your journal, that kind of stuff. I've also got these printouts that I had for, I did these. These are I think these are a freebie on my site, actually. Yes, I think they are. I think I put them up as a freebie on my site. Gosh, it suddenly went really dark. Ugh, horrible weather. It's like the middle of winter. Just telling me what the full moon is and, you know, what it's in. So, like, May 18th is Scorpio, which is regeneration versus values. I've also got, you'll see later, I've put in the moon phases as well. So this page is just a record of what I do on Patreon, what we do for YouTube and Twitch, just so that I can keep a record of what I've done. And then when I upload my replay videos, I just tick them off, because I have a terrible habit of doing a study guide or doing a video, download the video, edit it, upload it, get it all sorted, get everything done, and then I forget to link the damn thing in the class. So by doing that, I can now go in and say, okay, I've downloaded that one. Have I linked it? Yes or no? And I will do that very simply by simply having 3 boxes at the bottom. So this Beltane video, did I download it? Yes. Did I upload it? Yes. Have I relinked it? No. So it's only got 2 things, therefore I know I haven't linked it. It's just a very simple way of tracking what I've done and whether it's sorted out or not. This side I'm keeping track of patrons. 2 new patrons this month, so shout out to Pamela and Barbara, welcome. And also, oh, I'm going to get the name wrong, somebody beginning with J, I think it might have been Jane, changed their pledge, so, or upped their pledge, so thank you very much for that. So I'm just keeping records there because some of my patrons get happy mail from me, so I have to keep a list of what needs to be done. So that's the monthly, and I'm going to go back and fill in just the 3 columns for January, February, March. Now, I had used July already in the 2016 one because, like I said, some of them I'd already done. July I had used permanent pen rather than friction pen, which is why this says 2017. Because what I did was I went to the back of this and I took out the pages, because you get January and then you get you get December and then you get January, February, March of the following year. So I took out those 2 pages, relabeled this as December, and then rogue ivored these in with a bit of washi tape to replace the ones that were written on, the 2 pages that were written on. When I say I've hacked something, I really do mean I've hacked it. Like, I'm not precious about my planners at all. I don't care how much they cost. You know, if I want to get one in January, it's going to cost me £60, which is a little over £1 a week. That's not much to have a planner that works for you. And if you need it to work, you know, there's no value in an empty planner sitting around not being used. Whereas if you can take a little bit of washi tape and MacGyver it to what you need, use some white pen to redate it, and then white out the numbers and rewrite the numbers in, then you can reuse it for another year instead of having an empty book sitting in your drawer. That's got to be better, isn't it? Well, it is for me anyway. So then the weeks. Now this is where Yukiko Sakamura, there we go. I have to say her name fast. This is where her ideas came in. This is awful. I'll start with saying that. This is terrible. It did not work for me. It looks very nice when she's got hers all nicely laid out. But for me, it's far too busy. I cannot find what I'm looking for. But the basic premise is this. She had it set up so that she had a schedule here from 8 till 10. And then she had a task list. And then she had notes. That works for her. And it looks amazing. And if you watch her channel, you'll see her planner looks impeccable. But it doesn't work for me. It's too much all in one place. So I have changed it slightly, and this is what I've come up with for my version. So it's not dissimilar. It's the same basic structure, but I've done it in a different way. So first off, instead of having to reach, like, she renamed sections and she retimed this so that this is 8 till 10. Whereas 10 is usually here. And then she renamed this. I couldn't be doing with that. That's too much for me every week. Bugger that for a game of soldiers, as you would say. So instead, I just marked off the schedule. I tend to work and or have appointments between 8 in the morning and 8 at night. Sometimes I do work evenings. But if I'm working evenings, I'm doing something that's not planned. Like, I might be continuing to work on something. Well, I have cut it up. I have. Did you miss the bit about, cutting out the months and putting them back up here and microwaving it to get rid of the friction pen? I mean, I've also taken out pages here, like this. These pages had pen on, so I've taken pages out of the end because again, you get January, and I don't need January, because by the time I get to December, I'm going to have a new planner anyway. So it only goes up to the middle of December, because I took out all these pages to use them back here. Anyway, so I've highlighted, let me show you on an empty page, I've highlighted 8 till 8 every day, and I've simply drawn, oh my god, it's absolutely hammering down, no wonder it went so dark. I've simply drawn a grey line across from 8 in the morning to 8 at night. And that is the simplest way I could come up with to split it into the 3 things that I need, which is tasks, schedule, and notes. My cat is staring at you and it's freaking me out slightly. Hi, kitty! We love the kitties. So yeah, this is what I'm using this area for. So this is literally my week. Boxes are fixed appointments. So I've put in my Twitch and YouTube and Patreon stuff, and all that kind of thing, my astrology class that I go to. And I also put in, this one is a study guide, so it's not something that has to be at a particular time, but it does have to go up that day. So anything like that is on that particular day, I will put above the line in a little box so that I know it has to be done that day. I haven't yet figured out exactly how I'm going to work with these, but at the moment I'm using this for my coming up list. So this is stuff that, it's not scheduled, it's not time dependent. I don't really want to go in and start mapping out when I'm going to do it yet, but I need to remember that it's there so that as I'm moving forward, and I'm planning out next week, I don't forget that I've got to do an accounts update. I don't forget that I've got to resubmit some information to the council for the business, all that kind of stuff. So, oh, you did miss it, okay. No, I hacked it, don't worry, I hacked it. Look, there's bits missing, look. There's bits where I've literally hacked pages out of it, look. Don't worry. There was hacking. This is kind of ongoing tasks that I need to keep in mind as I'm scheduling. But again, they're not time dependent. They're things like, I mentioned one of the things I want to do is work on Jen's Halloween cat journal and try and get that finished. That's something I'm going to work on later today in this section. So once I've finished doing YouTube and everything, I will put that in there, and then I'll just work on it for however long it takes. You know, if I'm still working on it at 10 o'clock tonight, then I am. You know, I sit and watch films on a Friday night, so I can sit and sew journals and things. The bits at the top here, and again, these are all redated. I just used some whiteout. Hallelujah for tape whiteout. Oh my goodness me, this thing is the best thing since Tipp-Ex. I was excited when Tipp-Ex was invented. There's nothing on this stuff. Have I got mine? Oh, it's over there. It's like a roller of dry white tape. It's amazing stuff. You can write straight over it. So I sat and watched a film and cleared all that out. I want to say highlighted, and that's not the right word, is it? Taped over the dates, and then I rewrote the dates in. And I've put in, like, bank holidays and stuff. I've just coloured them in. I haven't included... excuse me. I haven't included Sunday in my schedule, because my Sundays, I don't do anything. My Sundays are sacrosanct. I don't work on Sundays. I might do the odd bits and pieces, but I don't work or schedule anything on Sundays, ever. It's not because I'm religious, just so I have a day off. Otherwise, I would never get a day off. So I schedule Monday to Saturday, but then Sundays is empty. And that means Sundays I can use for notes, shopping lists, keeping an eye on what's coming up. You know, if somebody says, oh, round about the 18th, that week I need to do something, I'll just put it in here so that when I'm scheduling this week, which is what I do on a Monday morning, I will know to find a spot for that. And I'm literally just putting in, you know, like yesterday morning I started with planning and admin. I did that till 12, and then I did some art after lunch. Whiteout tape, thank you. Whiteout, that's the word I whited out the dates. I kept wanting to say highlight, and I couldn't get the words out. I'm also keeping a list of payments made this week, but I haven't filled those in yet because I knew I was going to be doing this on YouTube. I didn't want my payment information there. Astrology stuff I've put in here, transits and things are already filled in for the month. My moon phase stickers, like I said, that's a full sheet of stuff that's available over on my website. Notes. I don't really have a huge amount of notes, although I do have some notes. It would more be like things to do with, often to do with the car, like if I bought petrol or something, or something like that. I don't know. Whatever it is you write notes for, you know, when you talk to somebody on the phone and you need to make a note, that's what that area will be for. But I also, when I'm doing my planning and admin and art in the mornings, the first thing I do is put on a podcast. So in order to facilitate my vlogging, because I found that when I was going through my video footage, I couldn't remember what day was what. And I don't always... Tombow makes one for different grid sizes. Oh, cool. I don't care about the grids, I just white over them. Oh, I've lost my thread now. What was I talking about? Oh my God. This is why chat is a pain when you're trying to think. I completely lost my thread there. Podcasts. Vlogging. That's right. Thank you, Sue. I haven't yet got into the habit of vlogging effectively. I don't know how other people do it. I mean, maybe they start each vlog section with today is Tuesday the 14th or whatever. I don't know. Maybe they do that. I forget, and then I've got all these clips, and I'm trying to remember what day they belong to, and I can't remember. But every vlog I started doing when I was filming what I was working on, I started doing a little clip of the podcast I was listening to, and I thought, aha, if I do that, I can identify the podcast, and then I'll know what day it belongs to. So I started writing down my podcasts. Yeah. Of course, I haven't vlogged this week because I'm a week behind. But never mind. That should make it easier to identify random clips when I don't know what order they go in. Because they're numerical order, obviously. I'm sorry, I've got something in my throat. Oh, it's probably a dog hair. Yeah, at least I can say, well, that podcast is there with that bit of art, and then all of those clips until we get to the next podcast must be that day. So I should be able to know what date it is. Did I say about this? This is just general stuff that I need to be working on. So it's stuff that I don't know if I'm going to keep this. I actually used it previously for a shopping list, and I quite liked doing that, keeping an eye on what I needed. That seems more of a weekly thing. So what I might do is move that ongoing list to my monthly, because it really is more of a... All of this stuff is stuff that I'm working on over the month. So I might move it to here and put my patron stuff up there, because there's plenty of spare boxes. I mean, there's loads of spare boxes everywhere to write stuff in. That's really not an issue. So I might put my ongoing month list in there. And then that also means that I can put, like if I've got a commission comes in that I'm going to work on in June, I can put it in the list here and forget about it until June. And I can also, obviously I've got this notes section at the bottom, so I can, you know, like I put cancel Netflix there because it didn't belong anywhere, but I could easily have put that on here to do next week, or I could have just, you know, put it here as a to-do in the notes at the bottom. Yeah, just put it in there as a random to-do that I don't actually, it's not important enough to have it up here. Like today I had I've got an Amazon dog food delivery today. Sorry, I keep going off camera, don't I? I've got an Amazon dog food delivery today, so that went in the notes at the top because I needed to remember that I can't leave the house until the dog food's been. See? I don't care if Amazon comes, but it's a 15 kilogram bag of dog food and they don't leave it on the doorstep. And my neighbour upstairs is away, so I needed to know that I couldn't leave the house until the dog food arrived. Beltane. New moon. I decided to use my stickers down here because I go through these at the beginning of the week and then I tend to forget about them. So the moons I tend to forget. But I like having the big stickers. Like I say, that's a freebie on my website if you want to get it. Astrology night might move to Wednesday. So that's notes for next week. So I haven't planned that in yet because I don't know what night it's going to be on. Okay, so, by the way, these tabs, they're just post-it tabs. And then the written bits are from Courtney Diaz. She did these ages ago. And I happened to have them and they were already printed out, so I put them on here. So then I've got, obviously, the daily section. Now, the dailies, I don't need a daily section. This works perfectly well for me because I have the tiniest writing known to man. So this works really well. So what was I going to use this for? Well, I'd already used July, so I thought, well, that's nice and easy. I can split it in two. So at the front, I've got my collections. And that is where my yearly calendar comes in. So, for instance, I've got my Urban Sketches schedule, I've got my YouTube ideas, my Patreon stuff for the 3 sessions that we're doing this year. I've deliberately kept that space so that I can have all 3 together. Notes about my word of the year, the Stitch and Witch stuff, junk journaling, you know, all that kind of stuff, new class I'm working on, all that kind of thing. I've also got my list of videos so that at any time I can, if somebody says, when did we do such and such a video, I can go back and look at it and go, oh, 9th of February, there we go. It just makes everything so much easier to just have that information to hand. And then instead of having to number things and date things and create an index and all that kind of stuff, I am using my yearly section here as my index. This is not a new thing. A lot of people use the yearly thing as an index, okay? It's not a major, woo, look what we're doing, this is new. It's not new, okay? It's just a calendex. A lot of people use it like this, but I just thought it would be helpful to show you how it's working for me. So, for instance, my Urban Sketches schedule, instead of having page numbers that you have to go through and put in, 1st of January, over here, 1st of January, Urban Sketches 2019 schedule. Simple as that. Where is my list of junk journaling ideas? Oh, it's on the 8th of January. So, yeah, here we go, back here. And I pulled a lot of ideas together to put them on the same page. So I won't start a new page for more junk journaling ideas. If it goes with junk journaling ideas, I'll fill up this page first, just like you would in a normal bullet journal collection. Okay, so that's my notes section. And that is working brilliantly. I really am enjoying how that works. I use threaded pages, which, again, not a new idea. It's very common. It came from programming language. So, for instance, this page continues on the 1st of January. And this page continues on the 6th of January. Simple as that. And this, obviously I don't need to because they're together, but if this was on a previous page, I would put, you know, this goes back to the 5th of January. So that's notes, and I've got all the way up to July to fill in with those. Now, in July, when I did my, I used it for One Book July planning, and I did all sorts of things in it, but an awful lot of what I did was collecting like rituals and spells and astrology information and stuff. Some of it obviously has become blank because I microwaved it, so anywhere that I had friction pen, it's gone. But I did check this section first to see if there was anything that was going to be obliterated if I got rid of the friction pen, and there wasn't anything important. I hadn't written anything important in friction pen, only stuff that I could lose. So I've got loads of stuff in there that I'm not going to get rid of because there's stuff that I want to keep. That makes sense. I'm not going to get rid of it because there's stuff I want to keep. But boom, One Book July stuff, and then from about here, yeah, onwards, it all was, most of it got wiped. So I've started using from here onwards as, oops, I keep doing that, sorry, it's annoying me now. Well, from August onwards, I've started doing journaling, but these pages backfilled. I will go back, because I've always got stuff like this, like rituals and spells and things that I want to put in here. Just bits that I cut out of magazines and stuff. I've always got something like that I want to keep. And I can always cover over stuff that I don't want to keep in here. Like this is just a brain dump. I could stick something over there if I wanted to or whatever. Lee sent me a huge box of inks. That was Lali. Lali sent me a big box of inks and I drew them. Anyway, so yeah, that page is, I just put those on there. I'll find something that will go on there at some point. Just things that interest me. And then moving on into my journal. I've got a couple of bits that are on Post-its and in sketchbook pages and stuff that I want to transfer into here because I don't like journaling in my sketchbook, but they're on Post-it notes, so I can just take them out of my sketchbook and stick them in here and I'm done. This is where I started journaling properly. Finally found a use for that sticker. Anybody else got that travel journal set and went, yes, I can use the Notre Dame sticker? Maddie's birthday. She's 9. She's getting old. A lot of this is just bullet journaling. Literally just, you know, bullet point. Had no coffee in the house. So after trying to work since 8 a.m, I'm decamping to Costa. Ran errands on the way home. So it literally is just bullet journaling, a lot of it. Weather stickers, that kind of stuff. These bits and pieces are all stuff that I find and I think, oh, I like that. This was from my April calendar page. I just love him. He's the epitome of Be More Dog. He's awesome. Yes, there's a big difference between being a loner and being lonely. I can't remember who it was who said that. I cut it out of a magazine and I didn't. Normally I would write on there who said it. It was some fashion blogger or something like that. I don't know, some woman who travels the world doing Judith Chalmers style vlogs from all over the world and she's on her own, you know. I like how you have secret messages. Do I? Okay. This is proper journaling. I actually journaled properly yesterday. I wrote a little bit this morning. This is just literally just stuff that I find that I throw in. You know, I had this picture of Maddie sitting around. I did this morning. We were teaching Risha how to just, hey Viv, how to just be a bit more chilled about her journal. She was getting to the point where she felt that journaling was hard work. She couldn't get her journal to be how she wanted it to be. To which we all said, dude, it's supposed to be fun. Lighten up. That was the general gist of the conversation. Again, if you want to tune into that, it was over on Twitch this morning. There's a replay, so feel free to go and watch the replay if you want to hear us all chatting about you know, how to make journaling fun. One of the things that came out of it was I want my journal to be fun to look at, and we came up with the fact that, you know, you can't make things fun. You have to have fun. And if you have fun, what you do will be fun. And then when you look back on it, you'll go, oh yeah, that's a fun page. Even if it's just writing, it'll be fun because you'll remember that you had fun on it. Do you still post your Twitch on your Ning site? I do post Twitch. I don't post every week, but when I've worked on something over a period of weeks, I do post the playlist. So at some point I will post the Black Magic playlist on Ning. But I do post everything. As soon as it's uploaded to Vimeo, I post it on Patreon in the $1 category, because I figure there's a lot of people would rather pay me $1 to not have to watch adverts. especially if you're watching replays. And there's a lot of adverts that you can't do anything about. Like, I've had a few people complain about adverts that are like 10 minutes long. Hey, hey, hey! Leave it, Maddie. Good girl. I've had people complain that there have been like mid-play ads that are 10 minutes long. I have no control over that. I control whether there are ads or not. Hi, Jen. And obviously, you know, as a YouTuber, I've got to make income. I'm a working artist. This is not a hobby. This is my job. So, of course, there are going to be adverts on my videos. But I'm not happy about having 10-minute adverts on my videos. See you later. Especially when they're the same advert over and over again. I watched somebody's videos the other day as a playlist, and the same video came up one after another 3 times. And I get really annoyed with it. So I know how you feel. You know, I'm not just a creator, I watch YouTube too. I don't have a TV, I watch YouTube. But I can't do anything about the adverts other than say, well, you know, if you don't want to watch the adverts, come over to my Patreon and I will put them up without adverts for you. And I put them on Vimeo anyway so that I've got a record of them. Because you never know when YouTube's going to just shut down your channel. They do things like that these days. Maddie. Anyway, yeah. I'm not doing a huge amount of journaling because like you probably know, I'm a seasonal journaler. During the summer, mostly what I do is sketchbooking. Especially because I tend to go out and do urban sketching. So if I'm going out, I don't want to take my planner and my journal and my sketchbook with me. I just take my sketchbook. So it made sense to have this in. Can you hear her? She's doing bed zoomies. She lies on her back and she wriggles around on the bedclothes and she goes, arr, 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 arr. She's so funny. One day I'll catch her on camera doing it, but she's too clever. She can hear me coming. Anyway, I'm not taking any notice of dates in this section. I did cover up these initially. I took a page of the notes section out of the back. By the way, how much do we need washi tape that matches these grids? Come on, Hobonichi people. You need a Maddie cam, yeah. Not in my bedroom. It's a disaster. You think the studio's a mess. I have a wardrobe. Yeah, initially I covered these up. And then I thought, well, hang on a minute. I've got these and this stuff as well, and I might as well just not bother and then stick stuff over it. So I'm not going to bother with that anymore. I did do the ones that I already had. So I've done, like, I think to the end of the month. No, up to the 21st. I've done 21 days. But then I thought, well, that's pointless because I can just as easily put a sticker there or put a bit of washi tape over it, whatever. Or even just write over it, you know, if it's only for the months where it's like really light. I won't be able to find one now, will I? Like these months are really light. There's no reason why I couldn't just white out that bit and then just write over the rest. I can write over this, it's not an issue because I always write in black pen anyway. Hey Pelican. This is my board, my writing board. What are they called? Chitajiki? I do have an A5 writing board, but I cut it down to Midori size to use in my Midori with my 013 what's it called? Notebook. Classicy brand has some good graph washi tape, but it's probably not a complete match. Yeah, these are an odd size. Aren't they like 3.4 or 4.4 or something? Pencil boards, yeah. I'm pretty sure the Japanese name for them is Shitajiki. This is super simple, okay? Super simple. You do not need to spend crazy amounts of money on a pencil board. You get some photo paper and you print out On A4, you print out 2 photos side by side, or 1 photo, or whatever. I printed 2 photos, so I had 1 each side. I folded it in half, and just for argument's sake, I stuck it together with a bit of Pritt stick, and then I covered it in book plastic. And this is just because I liked the look of it. I thought it would look pretty to add a bit of washi tape and I put some metallic pen just to brighten it up a bit. That's it. That's all I've done. And this is more than enough to stop the pen going through. But at the same time, it's not big and thick and heavy. I don't like those proper boards. The proper Hobonichi boards are so heavy and stiff. I don't like writing on, like, I don't know, I'm probably not the only person, but I like to write on a softer surface. I don't like to take like 1 sheet of paper off a pad and write on a table. I always write on the pad. And I don't think I'm alone in that. So having a big, thick chunk of plastic under my page really didn't work for me. I hated it. Not least of all because it makes a big channel here and then you rip your paper. Because, you know, us Westerners are not quite as gentle with our papers as a lot of the Japanese people you see using this kind of paper. They're all very... It's a cultural thing, isn't it? They're all very respectful and careful with things and, you know, they're not throwing it around all over the place like we do. I mean, I'm sure there are Japanese who do that, but in general, they're much gentler. It's teeth cringe. Teeth cringe writing on a hard table. Yes. Shitojiki or pencil board for material placed under paper to make writing easier. Yes. I got the name right. But yeah, this is just photo paper. And because it's photo paper and it's double thickness, plus the plastic on top, which, I mean, you don't really need the plastic on top, but I put it on top because you know me and cups of coffee. Far better to have something that wipes clean, right? Plus I can put post-it notes and stuff on this. And it's thin. It's really thin, it's really light, and it's easy to write on. So I haven't used the back of the book for anything. I've got a pen testing page here. I don't really use these particularly. I probably will use this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'll probably put my books in there, to be honest. Yeah, I'll probably change that to just keep a list of my books, because I roughly read 1 book a month. I'm a podcast girl. I really don't like reading. I listen to audiobooks, but I haven't found a use for the graph paper yet. I don't have anything that I track. I used to track moods, but I didn't find it useful. Because there was no pattern. It was just moods. I think if you're tracking things like trying to figure out or tracking important stuff like medicines or things like that, I can understand that, but I don't need to track that stuff. I'm not one of those people who feels it necessary to track whether I brushed my teeth this morning. I don't know. I think if you need to have a list of shower, brush your teeth, and so on to tick off in the morning, then perhaps a planner isn't your problem. I don't know. Do people really need to be reminded to brush their teeth? I mean, flossing I can understand because people don't tend to do it every day. When did I last do a face mask? You know, if I understand people wanting to keep track of that if they want to do it regularly, but, you know, I'm one of those people that's like, I don't remember the last time I did a face mask. I'll do one of those this weekend. You know, I don't remember the last time I cleaned the fridge. I better do that at some point. And then I put it on my to-do list, you know. The only thing I actually do keep a record of is cleaning the washing machine. Needs a run-through cycle every 6 months. And I have to defrost my freezer because it is frost-free, but after a while it backs up. and it stops defrosting. So every 6 months I have to take everything out and like redo it. But you used to track teeth, but you also have ADD, so you tend to need to write everything out some days. Yeah, but there's a difference between I'm having a bit of a hectic day, so today I am going to have to remind myself to get dressed before I leave the house because that's where my brain is, and actually having to track it every single day. Have I brushed my teeth? Did I have a shower? Have I done this? Have I done that? I mean, I don't see the point in that, personally. I love reading. I don't do YouTube. Too many negative people in this world, and I'm unwilling to stress myself out over other people's nonsense. Yes! Yes! Honestly, I mostly watch true crime, ghost hunting, by which I mean ghost adventures, and art vlogs. That's mostly what I watch on YouTube. The rest of the time I'm listening to podcasts. Yeah, I haven't found a use for the graph paper yet. The timetable would be useful if it was up here, because I could put my weekly schedule in it. But by the same token, because I write stuff in here, I know, yeah, I can tell just by looking at it that was a Patreon class, and that's split in two, so that must be YouTube and Twitch. Because the days I do YouTube and Twitch, I don't teach. Did have a huge monthly tracker and tracked many daily tasks. It was for when I was dealing with high pain and on so many medications it made my ADD worse. Yeah, but that's an exceptional circumstance. If you have such an awful memory, or if you have, meds that you have to track, or if you're on pain meds that make you go a bit doolally and you literally forget whether you've walked the dog or not, I totally understand that, but I think generally, if you need to track whether you have had a shower and brushed your teeth or not, then if you have to do it every single day, that's a bit crazy. There's always going to be somebody who's got that kind of memory or lack of memory where they do have to track that, and I totally understand that. But if you don't need to, I don't see the point, is what I'm saying. And for me, I don't need to. I don't feel that level of anxiety that I'm like, oh, I must make sure that I've cleaned the microwave every 3 weeks. I don't care. I wipe the microwave regularly, and every so often I'll think, when did I last give it a good proper clean? I'll put that on the list this weekend, I like your videos. You seem to be a nice chill person and your dogs are sweet. Oh, thanks, Viv. I am reasonably chill. I'm not terribly chill at the moment because I had a bit of a thing with my anxiety earlier in the month, so I'm a bit hyper. But I don't care, basically. I don't care what other people think. I don't care what other people are doing. If people want to see what I'm doing, then that's fine. And if they don't, then there's a million other YouTube channels to watch. Nikki, hello! Not seen you in a while. Just returned from Japan, and the people are most respectful and gentle human beings you've ever met. Yes, you get that. You just get that feeling from them. They're just very gentle. Yeah, gentle and respectful. Exactly. I heard somebody talking about a trip to Tokyo. I can't remember who it was. It was on a vlog the other day, and she'd been to Tokyo for work, and she'd been walking around, like, there's a place in Tokyo that's a bit like Times Square, and she's from New York, and she said she was very expectant that it was going to be very much like New York with all these people, and she said it was completely different. There was so many people, but it was so quiet, because there weren't loads of people shouting at each other or having loud conversations. There weren't people talking on their mobile phones or honking their horns or, bashing into you. People didn't walk into you and then apologise. They just didn't walk into you. And that's amazing. That really is amazing. But she said she was She was very surprised at how quiet it was in Tokyo, because they're just so... They don't make a lot of noise in public. They keep their voices down. They don't tend to... Well, they don't tend to do personal stuff just in the street. If you're going to make a phone call, you go somewhere quiet to make a phone call. You're not just on your mobile phone in the middle of the road. Which is completely different to New York, apparently. I wouldn't know, I've never been to New York, but this girl lived in New York, so I'll take her word for it. Hi, Maddie! I can hear you snorting. Your mum doesn't agree with it. What, with being quiet? I love being quiet. If I thought I could get over my anxiety of a plane ride, my dream is to go to Japan. Yeah. I hate Times Square, it's a zoo at night. Yeah, two things I don't understand is why anybody would go to London on New Year's Eve and why anybody would go to Times Square on New Year's Eve. I will never, ever understand that. I mean, you know, obviously I'm coming from the... Hello, Miss Maddie. Hi, baby. Do you want to come and say hello? Would you like to come and say hello, sweet pea? She's a bit unsettled. The weather is a bit weird, and I'm thinking there may be storms about. But we haven't had one yet, but she's a little bit unsettled. You can see her if you'll excuse the state of my floor. I need to hoover. Oops. There she is. Oh, boob shot. Sorry about that. There's my Maddie. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Hi. That's her bed under there. She usually sits in that bed under there. Hello, baby. Do you want to come up? Say hello. Hi. You sweet girl. Hi, baby. I've seen a few videos of Japanese folks complaining about how Japan is perceived outside. They're just like any other country with issues. Yeah, well, every country's got their issues. But in general, the Japanese culture is one of very much more respectful and private and sedate than we are over here in the West. We're going to Japan. You're moving to Japan, Luna. Nice. Going to Japan next year. I have a friend in Osaka. Can't wait to visit her and see the culture firsthand. And buy washi tape, of course. Can you imagine living somewhere where people just shut up? Well, it's quite quiet where I am, but I don't leave the house, so... No New Yorker goes to Times Square, there's too many tourists. Yeah. Yeah, she's a pretty girl. And she knows it. She's a little bit unsettled. I think we might have storms coming in. The weather is really weird today. It keeps going like super dark, and then it's really bright again now with blue sky. And then suddenly it'll go really dark and hammer down with rain again. It's very weird, very unsettled. And it was -1 last night. What the hell? I had to put the heating on. It's May, god damn it. Anyway, any questions on hobo hacking? I can't really tell you an awful lot other than, you know, like when I took these pages out, I literally just, I used my ruler and I put it halfway between those two lines and I tore the page out. And then I did the same with these pages back here. And I put it halfway between the two lines there. So that it was only a little bit. And I tore the page out. And then I took it back over here and I stuck it with a bit of washi tape. This white washi tape is the Jane Davenport washi tape. You're having a tropical storm in Florida and it's not even hurricane season. Yeah, the weather is messed up, isn't it? We could all learn a lot from the Japanese culture, especially Aussies. Snowing in Denmark? Crikey. Yeah, that's late in the year, isn't it? When you do go out, people are beeping at each other. People are shouting. Can't seem to talk quietly. I have one of those faces where people like to tell me their medical issues. I have one of those faces that attracts weirdos at bus stops. Even when I could be wearing the biggest, most obvious pair of headphones in the world, and I would still attract a weirdo at a bus stop who would want to tell me their life story. Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. That's basically how I'm using my Hobonichi. It's working so far. I have plenty of daily pages to be able to write notes and book notes and stuff, even though we're in May. So we've got 8 months of the year left. I think that's more than enough room for notes. Bearing in mind that come September, I'll probably move into a proper written journal again, because I'll start doing longer journaling when the weather gets cold. I don't know why. It's just like it's like school head. I don't know why, but school head, 4th September every year, school head goes on, and I'm like, right, okay, now we have to journal properly. It's very weird. But I think this will do me for the next couple of months, certainly over the summer. Because I'm going to be doing a new class over the summer. There will be more on that coming up, but basically it's going to be a month-long Chronicles class. You know, like I do the Halloween Chronicles, I do the Christmas Chronicles. We are going to do Summer Chronicles. There's my pen. And we're going to do some nature journaling and things like that. So it'll be all based on getting out and about in the sun, actually leaving our houses, maybe only going as far as the garden, but that's okay. So that will be coming out fairly soon. Day before your 44th birthday. Cool. 29 in Portugal. Oh, I bet that's nice. Oh, I bet that's lovely. A little bit too hot for me. I'm a what do you mean leave the house? Well, you know, like I say, you can go to your garden. You don't have to, like, literally leave the house. When I talk about leaving the house, I'm like, there's a park literally right across the road from me. I cross the road, I walk through the gate. That's what I call leaving the house. 29's a bit too hot, yeah. I'm more of a 23, 24 and a light breeze. I'm definitely a temperate climate girl. I was not built to be cold or too hot. It's okay, Luna. You can grow plants on your windowsill and draw those. That's nature journaling too. Yeah, I think everything's a bit slow getting warm this year, isn't it? But it was really cold over the winter because the polar vortex thing. We had crazy... I mean, they've only just had... They had snow a couple of weeks ago in Chicago. I mean, the hell? Hey, baby. Right. I'm going to wrap up today. Shorter session because I really only wanted to show you this and then go off and, like I say, I want to work on Jen's book. Do I have anything else to tell you? Class, Patreon is going well. Come on over if you want to. We're doing lithomancy and herbs. Are we doing anything this weekend? Yeah, for Patreon, yes. We're doing Stitch and Witch. So we're going to be working on our Beltane segment. Whether you're doing a painting or embroidery like I'm doing or whatever, that's what we're going to be working on. And then overall we're doing lithomancy and herbs this month. So if you want to learn how to draw herbs and research herbs and do all that kind of thing, come on over and join us. Just trying to think what level is the study guides. I think it's I think it's $5. Yeah. So $5 you get the study guides. $10 you get the study guides and the videos that go with them. So, you know, because not everybody wants to work with somebody else. Some people just want the prompts. And then the next one up, the $15, is the full class, where you get all of that and the art as well. So come on over, have a look. Come and join us. We're a friendly bunch. In fact, most of the people here at the moment are in my class, and they're the people who are in the live sessions as well. We all get together and chat and swap notes and share what we're doing and all that kind of stuff. Yep, thanks for joining us, Viv. Take care. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you again next week. All links, etc. that you need are down below in the description, including Yukiko Sakamura. Her video links thing is down below, and her name on her YouTube is the same as her name on Instagram, so you can find her that way. Thank you, Cody, for putting the link in for me. And I will see you guys next week. And if you're a patron, I will see you tomorrow. Have fun. Bye.